Hi Taurus, how's it going? We are here with a timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Knight of Swords. Okay, we have Knight of Swords, we have Three of Wands, we have Eight of Swords. This can be that you are taking action, you are showing up, you can be focused, there can be goals that you're working on. Having Three of Wands shows that when you are putting a concentrated effort in with the Knight of Swords, because Knight of Swords is about I'm focused on this is what I'm doing, I'm saying that I'm going to do this, that I'm following the steps to actually do it, I'm thinking about what I'm doing, I'm taking action swiftly, I'm not procrastinating. So it's kind of going into things in that way where you're addressing stuff, you're doing what needs to be done, you're not holding yourself back. I see Knight of Swords as also being ambitious, and that your behavior is sort of matching your energy mentally with where you are, and that with this Three of Wands feels like you're making progress, a lot of progress. But what this means too is that there can also be concern about the future, because we have Eight of Swords be connected to it. So you can know I'm showing up here and I'm doing what needs to be done. You can also see, look at the progress I've made. Look at how far I've come. Look at maybe where things are going, or where I think that they might go. At the same time, you can sort of look into the future, and there can be something about that you feel a bit, something going on that feels like maybe overthinking, maybe questioning how something is going to be possible or what's going to be happening. This feels kind of like stressing yourself out a little bit. Like you can only do what you can do now, but I wonder if you're doing things now and being like, well, what's going to happen down there later down the line? But it's not anything that you can know, and you're meant to be presently doing what needs to be done. So this can be some future thinking that's actually stealing the present moment away from you. I'm getting confirmation of this. This can be a time where you work with yourself to stay in the present moment rather than getting distracted by time that isn't even here yet. This can be work related, or it can be related to a position that you're connecting with. Focus on the now. It will be very helpful. Some of you, this is about an event that's going to be taking place later down the line. When we have Knight of Swords, there is an encouragement for you to take action now, for you to do what you can now. And also too, with what I'm seeing with the Three of Wands and Eight of Swords, do not become concerned with the future to the point where it's stressing you out currently. You can look to the future and allow that to inspire you in a hopeful way. But when you start looking into the possible future, the projected future, and now you're getting worried about things, now it's like impeding upon you taking action presently. It's not the route that you want to go. It's also up to you if that's the way that you do things. However, you can find that that's not really the most helpful thing for you to be doing. I'm seeing a King of Pentacles here, and I'm also seeing a Two of Cups. So what this means is that there is a merging that's happening, and that there are sort of like practical building block steps that need to be taken. You want to make sure that what you're doing is sort of adding up to where you want it to go, and that you're also okay with sort of the process, because in order to sort of do what you're trying to do here, it's not going to be the most instant thing always. This feels like there's a mix between doing what I can do now and seeing results, that when it seeing results of these like shorter term goals, but then with the longer term goals, that it takes a little bit of time to see that as well, and not being discouraged by that or thinking that there's something wrong. So there's going to be a mix, because we see Knight of Swords, we also see Knight of Pentacles. So this is about like being smart with the choices that you're making, being well thought out with the choices that you're making, not putting things off, and also too making sure that you're making these stable, rational choices and moves, and that's how you get where you're trying to go, and that is the most efficient way to get where you're trying to go and to actually stay there, because you've created the foundational steps, because you've walked the foundational steps. Rather than racing somewhere and then feeling like stuff is all crumbling behind you, this is about doing things the right way to where you're trying to get to. Because of something being a little bit distant, there can be a part of you that feels like you want to turn away from this a bit. So you can know, I have to put one foot in front of the other. There can be a part of you that's like, I don't want to have to do that. More so from a place of, maybe you want something to be faster. Like you can, maybe you don't particularly like the pace of this. You like the goal and what you're trying to do, but as far as the pace, that may not be something that feels like it totally is how you want it to be. I wonder too if you feel like this is what I have going on and this is already energy enough. Seeing something being pulled up here when we have 8 of Swords and 7 of Wands. This can be because of feeling stuck in my head right now. I'm creating some type of barrier. But this can also mean going through a time where you can feel like you're struggling a bit mentally, but not giving up as well. But be mindful too of when you get stressed out or when something feels like it's getting to you, becoming defensive. Can also be something you want to be mindful of as well. Like there are steps that need to be taken, and there can be a part of you that's like, oh, like come on, this is taking forever. And because of the amount of time that it's well, your perception of the amount of time that it's taking, there can be this thing coming up within you that feels a little bit triggered, I guess would be the word here with this. Just because of the state that you're in. But this also feels too like don't give up on this. You're making progress with it. It may not be as quickly as you think it should be, but really this is how it's meant to be going. You're meant to be sticking with this, doing this. You know what this 2 of Cups is reminding me of? You know how there are those things that it's like water that drops, but there's a light that flashes, and so it makes it look like the water drop is suspended in air. I'm seeing that with the 2 of Cups. Like the water dropping down and you seeing something in a specific spot, but it's like because of the way that the light is going, but things are actually moving. I wonder if there's something going on where you can be looking at it and feel like it's not really, nothing's really happening, but it's just because of the light, like the way that you're seeing things, or like what's specifically being shown to you, and you're not seeing that something is moving. Like you're only seeing something from one perspective, but you're not seeing it moving because it's like the lights are off when it's moving, or it's moving in a way that's like invisible to you. This feels to you like it has to do, like this notion is aligned with the steps that you're taking. Like maybe you think that you're taking steps and it's not really going anywhere, but it actually is going somewhere. That's what I'm seeing. But maybe you're taking steps and being like, no progress is happening at all, but I'm actually seeing progress here, but it may be invisible to you for some reason. Like maybe whatever specifically you're looking for to denote you making progress, that's not what you're seeing, but it's happening in other ways. So you just don't know. But I'm seeing steps that you're taking be very concrete and be very progressive. It's just like some type of trick of the light. So this methodical and resourceful and responsible way that you are doing things, continuing to do those steps even though you can feel a little bit discouraged right now, or you can feel a little bit tired right now. I feel almost like what? I'm showing up and I'm doing the thing, and right now I'm just feeling a little bit out of it because where I'm trying to go seems so far away right now. Like that feeling of being like a little bit discouraged, because I don't know, maybe you need some time to process here. But in that feeling of like my goal is all the way over there, and even though I am seeing that you're making progress, there can be a part of you that's feeling like maybe it's not good enough or something. I'm not saying standardly it's not good enough, but you can be looking at things and feel like it's not how you want it to be, like it's not as much as you want it to be, or as far as you want it to be, or you're not close enough as you want to be. And so then you get all in your head, and then you sort of are trapped in this little prison in your mind, and then it can actually make you defensive towards like you being in this position when really it's necessary for you to be in here. But there can be this like outlook that you're gaining where it has you wanting to like push things away that really you want to pull towards you. And so it's kind of like this whole thing that I'm seeing end up happening within the energy. So you need to be taking these steps, but there can be a part of you that's like, I'm not feeling particularly inspired to continue doing this. Because it's slow. When we have that Knight of Pentacles, it's slow progress that we end up making. And even though it is the most foundational progress because it is the Knight of Pentacles, at the same time when we're used to doing things, because we see a Knight of Swords here. This is the part of you that's like fast, fast, fast. You like to do things. You like to get them done. You like to see the results. Like I want an update, and you can be like, where's the update? Where's the update? And feel like nothing is really happening. And that's not meant to discourage you, but then you getting in your own head about it, this can be something that makes you feel like defensive towards the progress that you're making. And then you feel like something's wrong. And then you feel like, I'm seeing the Five of Swords come up. So it can feel even like you're trying to figure out, is this the most strategic thing that I can be doing here right now? And even though I feel like it's fine what you're doing, this is really you just like getting in your own head about all of this. It can be something that it's slowly shutting you down a little bit because you think that there's an issue with the process when I'm not really seeing that be. And some of you, there's another person that's involved in this, and you can be sort of feeling that way towards this person. From a place of self-preservation, but then I'm seeing Two of Cups, and under the Two of Cups, I'm seeing Ace of Wands. So this even feels like Ace of Wands is going to be opportunity, like doors opening for you. But when you're in a defensive state, you look at it like it's something that you shouldn't like it's a door that you shouldn't go through, when really this would actually help you to prosper in a way that you want to. Having Two of Cups and having Ace of Wands shows that this is about union and harmony with yourself. For some of you, union and harmony with another person, and like an opportunity to really cultivate that relationship within your life, both with yourself and also with another person. Or this can be like with your career, for example, because we have the King of Pentacles here. This can be you having the opportunity to play a role that feels really important to you, to step into something that feels really important to you, that you really would want to cultivate within your life, that you would want to nurture. But instead of seeing it as something that's like a welcomed opportunity, I'm actually seeing this be like an unwelcomed opportunity. But why would you do that if Two of Cups and Ace of Wands is something that you want? If Two of Cups is something that when you cultivate that within your life, it is something that you connect with that's aligned, why would you look at that and turn away from it? And it comes from a defensive space. It comes from when we start becoming disconnected with our heart, because you can feel like your heart is not in this process because something is too far away, or you're not like pleased with the progress that things have made. Then you're like, what if it never goes there? What if this happens? What if that? Like all the anxiety that comes up, and then the defensiveness comes up, and then you're feeling like you have some type of bone to pick, but you don't actually. So this just feels like you tripping yourself up here with all of this. I think too that this is about balancing different energies within yourself, because the part of you that is the Knight of Pentacles is the part of you that's ready to just do what it takes to accomplish what you're setting out to accomplish. But the part of you that is the Knight of Swords can want things to move more quickly, and when things aren't moving that quickly, you can take that as a sign that something's wrong, but it's not actually. So this is about like making sure you're not misinterpreting things here, because it feels very much like that is what's happening. Like you're thinking, my ego said that it should have happened by now, or we should be here by now, and this should be going on, and then you're turning yourself off when really nothing is wrong. This is just you needing to sort of see from a different perspective. And I think also to let go of the time frame that you think things are supposed to happen at, and allow things to unfold in the way that they're meant to, and know that I'm seeing stuff be very much aligned here. It's just about your attitude towards it, and how you will potentially cut off opportunities if you're thinking that things are a threat when they're not actually a threat. It's meant to actually blossom what you want and cultivate what you want within your life. But it's like you see this door becoming unlocked that you can go through, and you're like, something's suspicious about that. But it's really just this internal projection, because you're feeling a type of way about what you're perceiving as being a lack of progress. And then you're turning things down that are opportunities that are actually very much aligned with the Two of Cups here. So just keep that in mind as you're going through this. Like really think things through when you're taking the next steps. Because this feels also like there's a part of you that's really been taking the necessary steps and like really moving in the right direction here and laying the groundwork. And I think the part of you that wants to move a little bit more quickly, there's now an opportunity coming up for that part of yourself, but you're looking at it thinking that there's something wrong with it when there's really not. Like this Ace of Wands is just like pure aligned energy that can cultivate what you want within your life. And if you're not paying attention, it can be something that you miss. Or if you're misinterpreting the energy, you're putting your own sort of regulations and it's not meeting that standard when really there's nothing wrong with it and it's aligned. It's just your ego that needs to be checked here. This can be something that you see differently and say, wow, I can't believe I almost like missed that opportunity, or almost pushed that away because I was making up these rules of how it should be when really everything's fantastic right now. Maybe this can also be to a time where you're like, look at how much ground I've covered. I started there, now I'm over here. Like, wow, I made like all of that progress. It can be a time when maybe you look at things like that. Because I think the part of you that shows up and invests is feeling a little bit of a type of way here. And you can be like not feeling super enthusiastic about continuing to fulfill this role. Not because anything is wrong now, but because of the future stuff that feels like it's setting you off. When really, like, why is that being incorporated into the present moment when, like, that stuff isn't even happening? It's like making up things that could possibly happen in the future that then is going to impact you now. Meanwhile, you don't know if any of that stuff is going to be happening, and you're going to ruin the moment presently. This also feels like it's related to maybe a transit that you're experiencing that sort of brings this energy up for you to see, like, are you gonna sort of fall that way, or is this something that you're going to gain clarity through to really like see the essence of what's going on here, work through your stuff, and then you keep carrying on with all of it. You're gonna get through this. You can feel like things are a bit more stressful than you'd like them to be right now. Like you can feel like you have a lot going on, a lot on your plate, a lot of stuff that's sort of getting to you. Just be patient as you're working through it. Things are going to be settling down, all right? And make sure too that you're taking care of yourself and taking care of your mind and your heart. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.